Hello, brethren. I hope the year is going well with you. This is Dondo Olamen. I want to share something with you because this thing has been bothering me. But let me start with questions. I just want to ask questions. The first question is that if you were to be a businessman, and maybe you deal with gold and you ordered for 50 kilograms of gold and you paid for everything, and then your business partner supplied 30 kilograms of gold and you received it, and then 20 kilograms are remaining, where will your heart be? Is it with the gold you have received or the 20 kilograms that are remaining? Where will your heart be? Where will your thoughts be? And again, the second thing, that if you are to be a farmer, and maybe you cultivate vegetables, things like tomatoes, things like, cabbage and carrots and all sorts of vegetables. And you harvested half of the field and you brought it to the cold room. And then half, though ripe, is still in the farm. Where will your heart be? Is it the product that is already in the cold room, or your attention will be on those crops that are ripe and yet they are still in the field? Where will your heart be? Now, permit me to say that for me, I think that if I were to be that businessman, my heart would be with the 20 kilograms of gold I've not yet received. And if I were to be a farmer, my heart would be with the ripe vegetables that are still in the field. Yes, I think you should think like me. Now, let us come to this issue. You know that God spoke to Abraham that his descendants will be in Egypt for 400 years, and they ended up staying there for 430 years. What happened? Did God lie? I don't think so. I think the answer is that because God works with men, the man he had intended that should be the foreman for the deliverance of Israel was not yet ready. That man was Moses. But God's heart was with them, the people of Israel. In Exodus chapter 3, in the Holy Book, the Bible, verse 7 and 8, we read, "The Lord said, I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying out because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering. So I have come down to rescue them from the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land into a good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey." Now, God's heart was with his people, even though in captivity. The Bible tells us that God has a heart, and he feels the pain we go through. He feels, the atrocities that are being meted out all over the world against humanity by human beings. Human beings are the treasure of God because God created man in his image. And of course, you know that God loves man and wants man to be with him. That's why he sent Jesus Christ to come and pay for the price of the sins of the whole world. There's a portion on the globe that seems to be a concentration of unredeemed, unharvested, unevangelized group of people. Missiologists, they call it the 1040 window. It used to be called a resistant belt. The 1040 window is a rectangular area of North Africa, the Middle East, and Asia between 10 degrees north and 40 degrees north latitude from the equator. This area is often called the resistant belt. There are facts about this area. It's the home of the majority of the world's unevangelized people. And nearly 2/3 of the world's people reside in the 1040 window. The 1040 window includes 61 countries, both sovereign and non-sovereign dependencies. And of the world's 51 least evangelized countries, 37 are within the 1040 window. Therefore, over 90% of the 51 least evangelized countries live in this window as well. That's where you have the headquarters of the largest religions of the world. Talk of Judaism, the religion of the Jews, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, even non-religious people that call themselves atheists, and Christianity as well is from this region. In Bible records, this area is very, very strategic because this is where life began. Even the Garden of Eden was found within this region, this window. Man was created from here, from this region. This is where the ancient history ran its course, from the cradle of civilization in Mesopotamia across the Fertile Crescent of Egyptian empires. It's the ancestral home of God's people, Israel. And this is where God made a covenant with them. It was here that the Messiah, Jesus Christ, was born. He lived a perfect life and died sacrificially on the cross and rose again from the dead. The church age was ushered in this particular window. And it was until the second missionary journey of Paul that biblical history occurred outside this window. So it's very, very important. The battle started here, and this is where the battle is going to end. My friends, the realities about the 1040 windows. 1040 window shows us clearly that disease, poverty, the most wicked regimes in government, famine, and all kinds of, terrible things are happening within this region. It looks like this 1040 window adds up to one salient fact, that it is the headquarters of Satan and his control and oppression. So how does this concern us? It concerns us because this is where I think the heart of God is. Because it consists of places tribes and peoples, languages, kindreds that have not yet been rescued from the hands of the enemy. How does this affect our approach to evangelism? It means our evangelism has to be a power encounter. It's a case of spiritual warfare, and the devil will resist every attempt to be dethroned. So this is not a place to go casually. Prayer, intercession, spiritual warfare must be the first thing on our strategy. We must confront principalities and powers, controlling the people until they are all set free from the chains of the wicked one. Incidentally, this is where Calvary Ministries, CAPRO, has been working for the past 47 years, though not exclusively. And several mission organizations have seen it and have concentrated their efforts in this place. One of the renowned researchers of the world, Patrick Johnston, has written in his book, Operation World, the information about this area. And another group of researchers, Joshua Project, you can check them online and find useful information to help you to pray. My call to you, my brothers and sisters, is for us to concentrate our thoughts and efforts where God's heart is. Don't misunderstand me. I'm speaking like a man. God is everywhere and he sees everything. But Jesus said, I have other sheep that are not yet in this fold. I must bring them. And these other sheep, the majority of them are found within the 1040 window. That's why it is important for us to look critically where his heart is. Yes, this is where the heart of the master is. Just like that farmer, as well as that gold dealer, his heart is with the remaining that is yet to come in. Jesus said, I have other sheep that are not yet in this fold. I have to bring them so that there be one shepherd and one sheep. He said it in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 4 and 5. So they were scattered because there was no shepherd. And when they were scattered, they became food for all the wild animals. He said, my sheep wandered over all the mountains, and on every high hill they were scattered over the whole earth, and no one searched or looked for them. But he made an undertaking that he will look for them. He said, I myself, in verse 15 of chapter 34 of Ezekiel, I will tend my sheep and have them lie down, declares the sovereign Lord, and I will search for the lost and bring back the strays. I will bind up the injured and strengthen the weak. But the sleek and the strong I will destroy. I will shepherd the flock with justice. God knows that the tyrants are holding these sheep down and refusing to let them go. God is going to destroy them, but he's looking for partners whose hearts will be where his heart is. Why should God's heart be here and the church, your church, is focusing somewhere else? Why should the heart of God be with the remaining sheep that he wants to bring back? Why all your efforts, your giving is somewhere else? Why should God's heart be with the other sheep that are not yet here? Why your prayers are somewhere else? Why should you go to labor somewhere else other than where God's heart is? I call upon you to think about this. The heart of God is focused on this resistant belt. This is the last frontier, and we must all gather together to bring the purpose of God to bear. You can be an agent to pray and intercede for this part of the world. Go to Operation Word. Go to CAPRO website, www.capromissions.org, and you will get useful information that will help you to pray. Go again to Joshua Project online, and you will get useful information. There are information out there to direct the intercessors to where God's heart is. The Lord bless you. Please contact us, and we will give you some more information that will help you work and act where the King's heart is. God bless you. My name is Dondo Yolamen. Not I, but Christ. I love you all.